Today we're going to talk a little bit about subject-verb agreement. And as you can see, we have a couple of rules that we need to follow. Our first rule is that when we have a singular subject, which means only one subject, we add an S to the verb. So then I wrote a few examples that are two-word sentences. Now we're second graders and we know better, right? We know that we need at least 7 words in our sentences to have a good, strong sentence. But for Mrs. Gill's example, and just to know subject-verb agreement, I have a subject, he, she, Aaron, Kaylee, and I have a verb, talks, walks, laughs, smiles. So one subject, one verb. It is a complete sentence. It's just not a very good one, okay? So you are not going to write sentences like these. Promise. Good. All right, so I have he talks. Because it's a singular subject, he, just one male, we have an S at the end of our verb. He talks. Now the next one says she walks. She is a singular noun, and walks is a singular verb because it ends in an S. Again, Aaron laughs. Singular subject, singular verb. Kaylee smiles. Singular subject, singular verb. You get the idea. So you add an S to the end of your verb when you have a singular subject. Now, rule number 2 is that when we have a plural subject, which means more than one subject, we do not add an S to the verb. So we have they walk. They is talking about more than one person, so you do not put an S at the end because they then is plural, talking about more than one person. You have to use what is called the plural verb, which is walk, which does not have the S. So they walk. The next one says Jill and Jen talk. Jill and Jen together is they, so they talk again. Jill and Jen talk. Because we have two subjects, Jill and Jen, it's plural, and we do not put an S at the end. That would sound funny. We would have Jill and Jen talks. Sounds funny, it's not right. The next one says, my mom and I laugh. And if you were, oh, we have a different font. If you were to just say my mom, you could say my mom laughs. But when you say my mom and I, that means we. My mom and I laugh. We laugh. You can't put the S at the end because it won't make sense. And then finally, my last example says Brian and Tom eat. And you could have Brian eats, or you could have Tom eats. But when you put them together, Brian and Tom, you're saying they eat. The two of them, more than one person. So again, they is plural. Having more than one subject, Jill and Jen, or Mom and I, or Brian and Tom, that's a plural subject, which means you do not put an S at the end of your verb.